You're walking along the edge of a forest, sunlight filtering through the leaves and scattering across the ground, the air heavy with heat, when suddenly you spot a small, furry creature facing off against one of the most dangerous snakes on the planet, the king cobra. In just a few seconds, this tiny underdog is going to do something that would make most animals run for their lives. And it's going to win. Stay until the end of this video because you'll understand exactly how this mongoose pulls off what seems impossible, and why even the deadliest snakes steer clear of it. If you love stories about wildlife like this, packed with jaw-dropping survival tactics, extraordinary courage, and nature's most unexpected heroes, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to catch all the most exciting battles from the animal world. At first glance, the mongoose looks like your pet ferret's wild cousin. Small, agile, and even rather cute with its bright eyes and curious expression. But don't be fooled by the innocent appearance. This is one of nature's most skillful, bold, and dangerous hunters. Beneath that soft fur is a lightning-fast predator, built to survive in some of the harshest and most dangerous environments on Earth. And today, we're going to talk about one of its most legendary rivalries. A battle so intense, it feels like it was taken straight from a wildlife documentary. Mongoose versus King Cobra. The mongoose is not a one-size-fits-all species. There are over 30 different species spread across Africa, South Asia, and parts of Europe, each adapted to its own environment. They belong to the Herpestidae family, and here's a fun fact. They're more closely related to cats than to weasels. That's right, despite looking like a weasel, the mongoose's family tree is filled with cat-like carnivores, which explains its sharp hunting instincts and cat-like reflexes. Some species are very small, like the dwarf mongoose, only 17 to 24 centimeters long, with a tail nearly as long as its body. Others, like the white-tailed mongoose, can grow up to 71 centimeters, almost the size of a small cat, with tails nearly half a meter long. They are carnivorous animals living on a diet of rodents, reptiles, birds, and sometimes insects. But mongooses are opportunistic omnivores. If fruit or plants are available, they'll eat them too. And there's one food almost every species loves: eggs. In fact, one species, the Malagasy narrow-striped mongoose, has a clever trick. It lies on its side, places the egg against a rock, and uses its paws to roll and crack it open, like a skilled chef cracking an egg for breakfast. On the other side is the king cobra, the largest venomous snake in the world, a predator feared even by other snakes. Just one bite from a king cobra can inject enough neurotoxic venom to kill an adult human in under 30 minutes. Its venom contains a mix of toxins that attack the nervous system, paralyze muscles, cause paralysis, and eventually death. In the animal kingdom, most creatures steer clear of the king cobra. Too risky, too dangerous, and simply not worth the gamble. But the mongoose is different. It's not just unafraid, it's almost eager to face it. Normally, a venomous snake like the king cobra always has the advantage because venom is its ultimate weapon. But the mongoose has a secret genetic advantage. Thanks to a rare evolutionary mutation, the mongoose's acetylcholine receptors in its muscles are altered, the very receptors snake venom usually targets. In most animals, the cobra's neurotoxin latches onto these receptors, blocking the signals that control the muscles, causing paralysis. In mongooses, these receptors are shaped differently so the venom can't bind to them. In other words, the snake's deadliest weapon becomes useless against this small mammal. The mongoose can be bitten, but instead of collapsing and dying, it calmly continues to fight. When facing off, the battle between a mongoose and a king cobra is not a chaotic brawl. It's a calculated duel, almost like a choreographed dance. The mongoose doesn't charge blindly. It provokes the snake just enough to make it strike. Like most snakes, the king cobra quickly tires when forced to repeatedly attack in self-defense. The mongoose takes advantage of this, moving in and out of striking range, dodging each lunge with cat-like reflexes, wearing the snake down. Then, when the moment comes, when the cobra's strike slow and its body language shifts from aggressive to exhausted, the mongoose moves in to finish it. With a single bite to the head, it crushes the opponent's skull, ending the cobra's life in an instant. The species of mongoose that live in tight groups are highly bonded. Each member has its own role, guarding, foraging for food, or taking care of the young. They recognize each other through the distinctive scent of their anal glands, and intruders are driven away. In addition, mongooses communicate with sounds, alarm calls, calls to gather and share food, and other vocal signals that keep the group coordinated. Even with their cleverness and courage helping them survive, humans remain their biggest threat. Deforestation, pollution, conflicts with farmers over their egg-eating habits, and being hunted for display or for their fur and meat. The battle with the king cobra is the clearest proof of this animal's adaptability and hidden strength. Around 80% of these encounters end with the mongoose as the winner. A record that comes not from luck, but from skill, intelligence, and thousands of years of evolution. Although they're famous as snake killers, their role in the ecosystem is broader, helping to control rat and snake populations, reducing crop damage and disease outbreaks, but also becoming troublemakers if their numbers grow too high. When you see a mongoose fighting a king cobra, it's not just a battle, it's a symbol of courage. That small body contains strong muscles, precise reflexes, and jaws powerful enough to pierce the hardest scales. They win through patience, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Picture it: dry leaves crunch under tiny paws, tail flicking, eyes locked on the flared hood opponent. The king cobra sways, tongue flicking to taste the air. A lightning-fast strike, but the mongoose sidesteps, then dodges the next attack. The fight continues until the snake makes a mistake, a moment too slow. The mongoose lunges, clamps down on the head, and shakes hard. Silence. The king has fallen and the small warrior stands victorious. Even so, the bravest still have limits. Young or inexperienced mongooses can still fall to a perfectly timed bite. Injuries can make them easy prey for other predators. Survival requires more than courage. It's about the ability to adapt to humans and an ever-changing environment. The mongoose reminds us that strength isn't just about size, and danger doesn't always win. Survival can depend on intelligence, agility, and the will to fight back. In the animal world, small but stubborn creatures like the mongoose are always a source of inspiration, proving that being underestimated can be the greatest advantage. And that's the story of how the tiny mongoose takes down the king cobra, not with brute force, but with speed, intelligence, and a genetic shield against deadly venom. In a world where the strong often win, sometimes it's the bold who triumph.